we're going to analyze some graphs of polynomial functions, and this is going to be the video that kind of focuses on stuff that you would use your graphing calculator for. So pause the video and make sure you have your graphing calculator ready to go. Okay, the first one, you can certainly pause the video and put this into your y equals and graph it, or I've taken a snapshot of my graphing calculator off to the side here. But the directions are going to say to graph the function and identify x-intercepts and the points at which local maximums and local minimums occur. So you might need a little refresher on how to find max and mins and x-intercepts or zeros on your calculator. And I would recommend, you go back to chapter 4 where I have the directions on Moodle, where you can follow them step by step, or you can watch the videos if you prefer. I'm just going to give you a few quick refreshers on it. Okay, so hopefully you've got this in your y equals, and let's start with x-intercepts. Okay, so if I want to find x-intercepts, I note from my graph that I have one here, one there, one there, and one there. So I have 4 x-intercepts, and I know that I should have 4 solutions, so okay, all of them are solutions. So if you have an 83 or an 84 calculator, and I'll just write this off to the side, 83 and 84 users, you're going to go second trace from your graph. Okay, so when you go to second trace, you're going to have the option, and please do this if you don't remember it for sure. When you get there, when you go second trace, you're going to have the option on number 2 is 0. Okay, that's x-intercepts. And then 3 is minimum, 4 is maximum. Okay, so then that's for you. And then 89s, you from your calculator will go to F4, which I believe is calculate. I think that's F4. And you also will have the option of 0, minimum, or maximum. Okay, so everything you need is going to be right there, 83s and 89s in that one menu. So let's go back and find x-intercepts. Remind yourself that an x-intercept is also called a 0. So you want to choose the 0 feature. And 83 to 4s, it's going to say left bound, and 89s is going to say lower bound. And remember, you want to go to the left, and I'm going to start at the far leftmost 0, this one right here. So when it says left bound, you want your cursor to be somewhere down here to the left. Okay, so get your cursor somewhere kind of below that x-intercept and press enter. Then it's going to say right or upper bound, so then you want to go a little bit above, so somewhere right here, that x-intercept, and you press enter. And 89s, you're going to get a 0 or x-intercept, and 84s, you have to press enter on guess, and you should get negative 1.11. Okay, so negative 1.11 comma 0 is a 0. Okay, then do it again. Now what I want you to do is pause the video, and you're going to do it again for this one. Okay, so this one looks like it's going through the origin. Left bound is going to be above it, right bound will be below it, and you should get 0, 0. Okay, so really all you can do on this is do this along with me, and if you're not getting them, we need to for sure talk in class, because it's really just a calculator issue and not a conceptual thing probably. Okay, for this x-intercept here, for left bound you want to be a little below it, and for right bound you want to be above it. And that one is 1.25. And then for the last one, for left bound, over here you want to be a little bit above it for left bound and a little bit below it for right bound. So see what you get. And I got 2.86. All right, so there are my 4 zeros. And again, please just talk to me in class if you can't get those. Next, I'm going to switch and I'll use a different color, and I'm going to find the maximums. So I have a maximum here and here. Okay, so you go to the same place where you go to find your zeros, and you're going to have the whole left bound, right bound, or lower bound, upper bound again. Okay, so when you choose maximum, lower bound would be to the left of that maximum, and upper bound would be to the right of that maximum, so you kind of are encompassing it. And then when you find this one, lower bound or left bound is to the left, and upper bound or right bound is to the right. So see if you can get those. All right, and the 2 maximums I got, this point right here is negative 0.67 and 2.02, and this maximum is 2.28, comma 4.61. And again, if you're not getting those maximum values, you need to talk to me in class. Okay, last but not least, we want to find the minimum. And you can see that there is only one minimum, and that point is right there. So now you go back to the same spot you did here, and you choose minimum. And for lower bound or left bound, you're to the left of it. And for upper bound or right bound, you're to the right of it. So last but not least, see what you get for a minimum. All right, and for that minimum point, I got 0.65, comma, negative 1.53. I would tell you where to round these. Note I rounded everything to the hundredths, but I would for sure let you know where you should round those. So I feel like these are pretty straightforward. You either know how to do this on your calculator or you don't. So what I'm going to do is I just have another one here if you feel like you want to practice it. So you could pause the video and go ahead and put this in your graphing calculator and take a look at see if you can find all the maxes and mins and x-intercepts, and I'm just going to put the answers on here, and again, it's really for you to check, and if you can't do this, you need to make sure you're responsible and let me know about this in class. Okay, and here are the answers. So I had x-intercepts here at negative 2.66 and here at negative 0.89. Here it did not touch the x-axis, but it really looks like it is, so be careful. However, that's a minimum, and that minimum is 1.25, 0.58. This minimum over here is negative 2, negative 8. And this maximum is at 0.4, and that covers everything. So you have 2 mins, 1 max, and 2 x-intercepts. So that means the other two solutions are just not x-intercepts. Again, if you're not getting these, please, please, please let me know.